Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, Lady D Psychic. This will be my weekly video where I do the important transits or the transits that are coming up for the week ahead. I do a bit of a card reading as well as a channel as well. So I'm doing this video on the Thursday night to upload it because I am going to be extremely busy tomorrow, which is Friday, and I fly out to New Zealand on a Saturday morning at the early time at 7:50. So with the transits that are coming up this week. So from this point on, things are going to get quite intense. We're going to have a lot of planets in the sign of Aries. So we on the 10th itself, we're going to have Mars enter Aries. Mars will be at its home in its home sign. So this is where Mars can be at its most strongest. So and it has to go and then conjunct planets that are already in Aries too. So this is where I feel like it's going to be quite intense. Aries does rule strength, but also a ruler of war, arguments, just as frustrations. It's a very strong energy. So with Mars going in there, it is going to be a little bit chaotic. And then on the 13th, we're then going to have Mars, which is going to start conjuncting these planets. So it's going to conjunct the planet of Neptune. So this can be a little bit of chaos. This can be a sort of angry, someone's trying to pull wool of your eyes, like delusion. It could be, technically, it could also be a dissolve in anger because Neptune likes to dissolve things or dissolve, or it could be frustrations with addictions, it could be frustrations with delusions as well. So I always say Mars is a double edged sword, so it could go either way. But it definitely, I feel like it's going to be a lot of confusion that's going to come out with that conjunction. Also on the 13th, we have something that's quite positive, thank goodness. So we have Venus, which is going to be in tri to Jupiter. So that can be good with finances and relationships that or sextile. Sorry, not tri, it's a sextile. So this is a positive energy amongst the chaos. We've got Venus, which is in Taurus, so it's in its home sign or one of its ruling signs. And then we have it in sextile to Jupiter, which is in Cancer. So this is about nurturing, being comfortable, being safe, what you value, and it's going to be good news with. It's going to have good energy with that. So you might hear good news. It could be at times meet someone new or settle in on relationships, or it could be some good news about finances as well with that transit. At the same, but it's happening at the same as that conjunction with Mars in Neptune. We also have on the 15th, we've got Mercury, which is going to be in sextile to Uranus. This can bring about some unexpected news. You might have unexpected thoughts. Again, this will be a positive because it's sextile. So we also have on the same day Mercury starting to go into Aries. So at that point, we're going to have Mercury, we're going to have Neptune, Mars, Saturn, the Moon, the Sun, and Chiron all in Aries. We've also got the Sun and Chiron meeting together to conjunct. I think the actual alignment may happen a little bit a day later, but we're going to feel it on the Thursday. So that can be a quite of an interesting day. I'll say that at least. It's going to be rising up the volume with things. It is going to be very strong opinions. It is going to be a little bit of like anger, frustrations, definitely, but also exposing our wounds with that conjunction with the sun coming up with Chiron. But we've got 7 planets in one sign, so which is a lot, and especially in the very fiery sign that Aries is. So I do feel like there could be more conflict that does come up. People being quite passionate about what they believe in. I do feel like it might seem things are very much out of balance. It is not a time to make impulsive decisions. It is time to try and relax on things and see how things sort of pan out before going ahead and just making certain decisions that are coming on. So it will be an interesting time. And later on in the month, we've also got Uranus is just getting ready to make its way into Gemini as well, which is happening on, I think it's the 24th that it happens. So it is going to be very, very chaotic. So let's look at the cards and see what the cards say, and then we will do a channel as well. So we'll look at these cards here. So let's have a look. So what we got here? I feel like it's going to be an aspect here of a bit delusional blindness here. It's a sense of the blind leading the blind. Or it could be something about how you see yourself, or how beauty is perceived by the people. I do feel like there's going to be an aspect here where things are just not as it seems, and it's like who to trust. Like there's going to be trust issues that are coming up too. I feel like that it's could be a lot of anger or people on guard, and it could be different. Like it's going to be very different and strong energies that does come up and emerge. Is that? Oh, okay. Because I was looking upside down, I couldn't see what the picture was. Um, there will be a sense here, I don't say healing, but I do feel like there's a sense of insight. So I do feel like maybe seeing more intuitive, enlightenment could be coming up. Energy of wanting to protect what you have as well. And it could be a little bit impulsive energy that comes up this week too. But I feel like it's a really time of just sitting back and watching the world and watching exactly what's going on, and trying not to make too many moves, or trying not to ruffle any feathers. I feel like it's going to be coming up. Um, there's also could be a energy of protection that's also coming up here too with the cards. I also feel like with the cards here, it's about showing up, and it's about reading the room or reading the energy, but sort of showing up. And but it's about a lot of cards here. It's kind of like you're trying to defend something or being on the defensive side. So I do feel like that is going to come in too this week. I do feel like it's a sense here of just this card is really standing out to me. The card that I first took out. So to me, the lady's blindfolded. They got a swan there trying to take something from her. I feel like there's going to be something coming up here about what's the eye of the beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but also being blindsided, or people not understanding you or understanding what's going on. They don't really get what what the big thing about. Maybe is there someone who's getting a reward and you don't really see why. They don't deserve it, you don't see why. So it could be that little bit maybe green-eyed envy, or just that you just don't see why that person's getting the note, getting noticed. It could be that kind of energy coming up as well. I feel like that it's very, but it also could be very tiring energy too, a week too. But I do feel like the sense of sitting back, watching before acting, it's going to be one of those weeks where things can get a little bit intense. But at the same time, I do feel like there's a sense of insight and healing and constructive things that will come out of this week too. It's going to be a week of busyness and actually doing. Okay. The sextiles will be helping. We've just got this lot of energy in that Aries sign, which is just going to be building up. So let's see if I can do a channel to also see what is going on for this week. We are coming into the new moon, which is happening on next Friday as well, which will also be in Aries. So yeah, it's going to be quite the interesting month, as I've been sort of saying, hinting in my horoscopes as well. So we'll just see where things go. All right, let's do a channel and see if I can get for this week ahead. This is going to be an explosive week ahead. For everyone thinks that everything is fine, everything has been completed, and everything is on the mend, but it is far from near the end. It is time for everyone to be enlightened, to stand up, to pause, reflect, but also move forward. It is not time to sit back and watch the world go by and know and just thinking that everything is going to be okay. It's time for you to rise up and take action now. It's time for you all to prepare. It is time for you to take off the blindfolds and also see the reality for what it is. No more is about sitting back and letting it go by. It is about making opportunities for yourselves and moves. For this month, we'll be moving rapidly fast and the weeks ahead. It is time now to look at the reality for what it is, because there is more coming in the months of June, July, and even August. for the reality that you've been in has definitely shifted and it has moved. A blink before you know it, and it has moved again. So, as I said, I will be going to New Zealand next week. So I catch the plane on Saturday, very early Saturday morning. I will be at Flamingo's live dinner and show event in Newcastle on Friday night, and then coming back home, going to bed in a couple of hours, and then going to the airport. And then I've got our workshop, which is happening, psychic mediumship workshop happening on Sunday. And then I've got readings on Monday, and I'm at the fair the following weekend. Then I'm coming back home. So it is a lot. So I'm doing this video now so that I'll either post it when I'm at the airport on Saturday morning, or I'll try and post it tonight or tomorrow. Got a lot of things to get ready to pack, complete. I've started packing, but I've got to finish things off because I've got to have things packed before I go to the Flamingos live event. So thank you for your likes, the shares, your comments, and I will see you for my next video. I hope you guys have a good week and just take it easy.